without further ado, we started off with the USD. For last week, we had some nice analysis for gold on the USD, in which we predicted some buy to sell scenarios for gold on a long run in played out, and most of you saw how it also played out. And yeah, so we were actually looking for a head and shoulder, okay, and anticipating head and shoulder on gold on the 4 hour time frame. Like you guys can see, we had a left shoulder ahead and we were anticipating right shoulder both. So but this did not really happen, okay, just like we predicted. This did not really happen, and rather price later gave us another head and shoulder at the downside. That's why you guys saw me marking two zones, okay. If you could look at that last week, okay, I was anticipating price to drop from either from this first zone, which is where you're seeing the arrow there, or the second zone have given us our second head and shoulder. But be it as it may, even price rejecting from this area and off looking left of this area too, we still have a good or nice head and shoulder at that region. Okay, if I do this, okay, if I have to bring this here, if I have to bring this other shoulder here, I'll bring this other shoulder to this other side here. Okay, so we now have our head and shoulders all the way down here. Okay, bias won't actually change so much. You'll still be very much bearish on gold. Okay, we'll still be anticipating more bearishness on XAUSD. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my bullish and my bearish scenarios. Gold. Okay, so for the bearish scenarios, we have some zones being marked out here in which price looking left, in which price has retested several times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 times. Okay, in previous times price has respected that area like 6 good times in. So we are actually expecting price to break through that area, give us a retest and a push continuations to those 23 that's 23.95 area. That zone which we have a black line there, which is our demand or support level down there. So that's it for our bearish scenarios, and we can go all the way to the 2022.83 area, which is the next demand level, which is support level down there. But for our bullish scenarios, we have to be very, very much patient enough in what price is going to do. Okay, to go for bullishness on gold, okay, you have to be very patient enough to wait for price to clear the 23,776 area. Okay, breakthrough, retest, and a push continuations to probably this first zone. Okay, this first zone here, this first zone on a push continuations to the upside. But if you may ask me, I am more bearish on gold than bullish. Okay, but these are actually the two scenarios which you guys can also inculcate in your trade. Right, so that's it for gold. Up next, the XY, the dollar index. So for the dollar index, we also predicted the dollar index for last week or for some weeks now. I think like 2 or 3 weeks now. Dollar index has more like ranging. It's not really actually going up. Okay, we have been having some sideways move, and price is sideways. I have actually done an in-depth video dollar index, which I would be posting sometime within the week for you guys. Okay, but going back to our last week analysis for the dollar index, I've been very much bullish on the dollar index, though even buyers and sellers have been making money from this market because, like you guys can see here, that price has been going sideways. So we were anticipating price to come back into this zone, okay, just to precision, the same zone that you guys are seeing the arrow right there. Price came into that same zone just as we predicted, and the push continuations to our closest resistance level, and then we had some retracement and price came back into the zone. So if you did not watch our last week video or you think you're capping, here is the video. We aren't actually looking for anything different other than more bullishness to the upside. Okay, so we are expecting price could either rally from this area, it could either rally from where it is currently to next resistance level, which is our target, or price could was a deeper retracement to the 104 area all the way to the upside. Okay, so actually, welcome back. I hope you can see how we predicted DXY into position. And so what we'll be doing on the DXY is not different. Okay, is no different from last week analysis. So we'll still be very much bullish. Okay, but rather I'll take this out. Okay, we'll have more like a two-way scenario. Okay, I'll be very even on this because looking at how the dollar index closed for the month. Okay, if we look here on the monthly time frame, you can see some bearish candle close. Okay, looking like price may go all the way to the downside. But like I said, I've done an in-depth video about it on which I'm going to post within the week. It's just for me to and post guys the video have done already. So could have either bearishness or bullishness for the DXY, which is dollar index. But this area in which we're seeing price currently is the determinant of where price wishes to go. Okay, on which direction price wishes, either price wish to the upside. Okay, I'm patient enough to waiting for price to play this stance area and the test day and a put continuations to our first level, 105 level. Then we can go all the way to our 106 level, all the way up there. Okay, so that's for our bullish scenario. And for our bearish scenario, which I would really go for the bearish scenario, we actually have two zones here. Okay, we actually have two zones here. This minor zone, okay, we were looking left, you can see price has retested 1, 2, or 5 times. Okay, so this minor zone tries to break out of this minor zone and retest there, then it put continuations to the downside, right? Or price have an overall certainty that price has broken or is ready to be bearish. We should be patient enough to see price break this other zone, the 1.04 area, retest there, and a push continuation. This is basically for people that are swing traders. Okay, so if you are swing traders, this next zone, which is the 104 area, is the best advisable area in which you could be swinging from for bearishness on the DXY. Okay, but if it goes bullish, okay, breakouts, retest, and a push continuations to the upside. And you guys know we don't actually trade the DXY, we just use it to gauge the average index of other pairs, okay, like the Euro, USD, GDP, USD, gold, and several other pairs in which you guys trade. So that's actually my bullish and my bearish bias on the DXY. So up next is Euro USD. Euro USD last week we also analyzed some nice bearishness on the Euro USD, had our confirmations well set, and also sent signals to our free Telegram community. If you're not on a free Telegram community, go to click on the link on the description below. Join our free Telegram community. Okay, so we had some zones here, guys. Yeah. Okay, so last week we had a zone here in which price we were looking for price. We were actually bearish. We also had this trend line, okay, which was crossing through here. But price did well. Price was ranging. This is on a 1 hour time frame. Price was ranging, broke through that trend line, and rather retested the next supply level, which is the resistance level all the way up there. While we thereafter had this breakouts, which we were looking for, the retest and a push continuations to the downside, which we also took advantage of. And I'm going to add the screenshot somewhere around in this video. Right, so that's why it's very necessary you have some set rules whenever you're taking your trades or placing trades. This will also help you save from losing so much the process because of your set rules. Okay, so imagine we did not have a set rules and we were all cock short on price dropping from this area. Okay, it's not that we were actually wrong, but price has to do bigger times. So price might have taken us out before the real bearishness now starts. Okay, so that's why you guys saw me last week on the last week video how we marked out this area and we wanted price to clear this area first before we could start looking out for bearishness on your USD. Okay, so if you did not watch the video, here is the video. Want price to break this area because this is a strong minor key level on the lower time frame. Price to break this area, test and a push continuations, 100% retracement support right here, so which is this support right here. So when I can find that, what I now have to do, put my sell orders and target, have a good ones to. Okay, you can see that's more like a free now to you guys. Okay, so welcome back. So now we are gonna see what areas that we'll be looking for on Euro USD for this week. Okay, for the new week. Like I said, my bias won't be no much difference from last week. So what we now have, same thing that has been basically happening on the DXY. Okay, because inverse if DXY is actually ranging of the or like Euro USD, which has a greater correlation with XY, same thing would be happening there. Okay, so that's why you're also seeing more like a range, okay, on the Euro USD. So that's why we have this marked out. Okay, the black line there, which is 1.088 level, and the 1.080855 level. Okay, so for me, right, to have a good sell, okay, I'll still give you guys bearish and bullish in it, which you can make money off this market. Okay, to have a good sales, I'll prefer to see price clear this area, this final level, retest there, and it push continuations to 1.079 area. Okay, that's for our bearish scenarios. Okay, and for our bullish scenario, you have our supply level up here. Okay, the resistance level up there. So be patient enough for price to clear the retest and a push continuation upside. Right. So these are actually my two scenarios for Euro USD. Okay. Up next is a GDP USD. Awesome. So for GDP USD, actually for last week we were looking for more like a buy to sell scenario, which we also had that play out clearly on the on GDP USD. You guys could remember, could see this same zone. Okay, we had marked out. Okay, we're looking for price to break out, retest, and a push continuations to the upside, which is the 1.2798 area. Price actually respected that zone, but we thereafter had that drop. So if you did not watch a last week video, here is you mark out your levels like so. So all what you need to do is to be patient enough for price. Play this high, retest the on the lower time frame, guys. Basically, you do that on the lower time frame, like a 15 minutes. You can have a range 1:3 for price to go back to the 1.28 area, which is back line. I think GDP USD would be one of our A setups for the coming week and this month to be precise. Okay, because if you are used to chart patterns and all, you see there's something GDP USD has been trying to print over the weeks, okay, which I have been speaking about it uh last 2 to 3 previous weekly market focus video. Okay, we have something price has been trying to print here, which is called our divergence. Okay, price has been printing our divergence, and if you don't know about divergence, I have videos I've made in previous times concerning divergence, which you also watch on the videos, in-depth videos on what divergence are and how you can make it off. But I'm gonna give you guys a brief one. Okay, so like I always say, for mentees or people that are on the free Telegram community, they know I always say every divergent is always a pristine head and shoulders. Okay, so if you look deep inside here, you can see that we have something like a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, right? Price is trying to give us a very nice right shoulder there, which we already have one bearish candle weak off that area, right? We are marking out that zone, looking left. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. Price has respected that area like 6 times. So we are looking for some drop, okay, for price to apparently drop from that area, okay, from that zone. But there are still possibilities price could still come back to this hit and give us more like a double top, and before price come all the way to the downside. But we can only confirm this is a head and shoulder when price can clear the support, okay, which is the zone here, right? So what we'll be looking, there's also a trend line. There's also a trend line running through that area all the way from the downside. You have a trend line there running through that area. So all we just have to do is wait for price, all right? Wait for some bullish candles, sorry, bearish candle sentiment on market open for Monday or Tuesday thereabout. Okay, is due to how we are going to make these entries are due to our candle sentiment. So if you are my mentee or you are on a mentorship, you know our set confirmations for entries of price when price is, as our head and shoulders. Or we also have free videos on our YouTube, which you can watch about head and. Okay, so I'll be very much bearish here. The price has already respected that area, so we're pushing down to first level, which is at 1.268 area. Then when price clears this neckline, which is the neck of the head and shoulders, can double down on our entries, or we can have more of that area. So we'll be looking for break retest and push continuations to next zone, which is a 1.20 area. So those are actually my scenarios, bearish scenarios. Then for the bullish scenarios, quite better we have a clear of price of the resistance level. Price will break there and turn to the upside. But if you may ask me, I am more bearish than bullish on USD. Was actually a nice set of trades that we took last week, and just like we predicted, we looking for buy to sell scenario on AUD USD, and price we had these sales here, had some good sniper entries all the way to the downside, but price has not given us that big peak move, okay, that we were looking for on AUD USD. So for the coming week, okay, for the coming week, we are still expecting price to drop more. For our bearish scenario, right? For our bearish scenario, there's a little minor zone here. That may not permit us to go in depth on the analysis, but let me just mark it out here for you guys. The little minor zone here that I should be patient enough. Okay, you guys could be patient enough for price to break there just before and look for possible area for bearishness. You can target 100% retracement level first, so 0.59 area. Then we can go all the way to 0.5 right to the downside for our bearish side. And for the bullish side, should be looking for price to play these highs, this stand, this day, and this level, this and see this level line. This level should be our 0 area, our bullish for A. Then last but not the least, NZD. Right, for NZD USD price, same thing with the DXY has been happening. Price has been giving some sideways. Just last week, price was now able to rise and push all the way to the upside, which also predicted around last week. Okay, if you did not watch the video, here is the video. Or break to upside. Okay, break to the upside, retest that zone again and continue. Okay, so either. So welcome back. So you can see how we predicted that buys, that short-term buys on NZDU. So now for the coming weeks, I would still keep my zones check. Okay, I'll still keep my zones in check. So I bring this here and I have to extend this a little bit, right? So you'll be looking for price to clear either of the areas. So we have a resistance area, we have a support area. Okay, but like I said, I'll be more bearish on NZD due to what we are expecting on the DXY. Okay, so if price is able to clear this support here, our next level target will be 0.6604 area, and more push continuations outside. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys, on a weekly market forecast. So if you like this kind of content, please do well to smash the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that you could be notified each time we drop new forex content. And drop a nice comment, drop a comment on the comment section. If there are other forex educational content you want us to put on the comment section. And